Alright guys, it's about time we start on the Aprilia Rs50. I've had this bike for the last 3 or 4 years, and I built it for the first endurance race that I ever ran. It made it 12 hours and then we died. The bike was still running. Until I got home, I started messing with it, and I found that the top end had been about to let go, so it's kind of good that we stopped riding it. Let me take you for a tour. So this bike originally came with a 50cc two-stroke engine, which I promptly ripped out and put in a YZ85 engine, mostly for parts serviceability and just cost. For the top-end kits on the Aprilias, they're, $400 or $500 for a nice one, and for that you can almost buy an entire YZ85, like that one. This bike I bought because I was thinking I might just pull the engine right out of it and slap it in. Then I don't have to rebuild the engine that came out of this one, which is in there. But my current plan is to rebuild that engine with that really crappy eBay top end kit and see how it does. I'm kind of curious to see if it lasts. I bought it as a last ditch resort if we blew up the engine at the 24-hour race. The backup plan is this YZ85 over here. Haven't done anything to it because I plan on just ripping the engine straight out of it and putting it in the Aprilia. That way I could just get back up and going immediately. The thing is, I don't really want to do that because this thing is actually really cool and I kind of want to build it for a kart track, so putting wheels on it maybe? I don't know, haven't decided yet. So yeah. This is it. I had it in street fairings, wired up, ready to go, and the engine wasn't running right, so I pulled the engine out to take a look at it and realized that the top end had let go. Current plan is to put this back on the street for a bit. I still have all the track fairings and everything up there, which, if I feel frisky, maybe I'll take it out to Streets of Willow or Horse Thief Mile, but it's really not great for the kart track. It's a little bit too big. And look at these tires. They're pretty skinny. I'll do a little walk around. Some of the stuff that's not stock, I pulled the stock dash out and I put in a Trail Tech dash, which is currently dead. I guess the battery died. Put it in this kill switch. Remove the original switch gear that was here. And exhaust. So I ended up just running the YZ85 exhaust because it actually routes fairly close to where it needs to go. There's a hose clamp on a high temperature hose right there, but I'm planning on replacing that. Oh yeah, and then a new shock that I got off of eBay, but I don't think it fits, and it's a little bit longer than the stock shock, so it kind of messes with the geometry. I don't know if that's going to stay. Other than that, I just swapped out the electrical gear for the stuff from the YZ85. And it was pretty much plug and play. I just had to weld on some tabs for the engine mounts, which are these right here. They're total booger welds, and I have a $90 Harbor Freight welder, so yeah, they held up. But these two tabs and these two tabs hold the engine in. And then that rear sprocket is custom machined for a 428 chain link and with the bolt pattern for the Aprilia. So I had that made. So yeah, let's get cracking, dig down into what I have in this parts container. Alright, so past me packed everything into this box. And luckily for myself now, I was smart about it and actually put the bolts in a pattern where I could figure out where they go. Let's see what we got here. We got clutch. This engine case. Oh man. Yep. Got a lot of bolts here. Oh yeah, and the top end. Let's pull this out, put this on the bench. We'll take a look at this compared to the Chinesium that I got. Got our pipe. I bought most of this stuff used on Craigslist or eBay. Oh yeah, here's the other part of the engine mount system. So I made this aberration of a mount, and it goes kind of like this, if you can see, and it hangs on the back side of the engine, so it supports what would be the swing arm mount on the original bike. Alright, we got our carb here. Oh, let's pull the cases out. Put these on the workbench. Ooh, what the hell is that? Cardboard? Focus. Yeah, this will be, oh, you can see where the crappy spacer I made didn't quite line up with the swing arm bolt. Alright, other case half. Man, now that I'm looking at this, I kind of just want to pull the other engine out of the YZ85. This is going to be a nightmare to sort out. I got the transmission here. At least I bagged all this stuff, and I know roughly what each thing is. Clutch pack. We've got our crankshaft, which is looking pretty good. Got the reeds over here. Stator cover, chain, sprocket, covers. And then these are the engine mount bolts, which I had to put a bunch of silicone on because these things were vibrating out of the bike. We lost one of the big bolts. But all right, let's compare this top end kit from, what's it called? Niche Industries. Yeah, I think I got this thing for like 190 bucks, and it looks like it's, you know, 190 bucks. So let's take a look at this. All right, so this is the top end that came off the bike. The piston looks like it's in pretty good shape, but there are some, focus? There is some scoring on it. And the bike itself was running fairly rich before I took it apart. That is wet, oily, and very black. The head's in great condition. There's no pitting whatsoever. And the cylinder is in pretty decent condition other than some scarring that aligns with the piston on there. So I'm definitely going to keep this, probably have it replated at some point down the line. Now, this thing. I bought this out of a last-ditch effort, desperation for if we blew up the bike at the 24-hour, we would have something that we might be able to throw together. Oh, doing this one-handed. Come on. There we go. So what do we get with this kit? Which I really want to say was like $190. Get a gasket kit, which looks, I mean, okay. This is pretty flimsy, but whatever. Let me get what's in here. Piston ring. Our piston. Got circlips, our wrist pin, our bearing. Let's take a look at this piston real quick. It has some serious sharp edges. Like I feel like I'm gonna cut myself with some of these edges. Also, if you can hear that in the background, that's the vent on the Aprilia for the gas tank. The really interesting thing to look at would be the cylinder, because I think this is where they're gonna save a bunch of their money. Alright, there's the new piston, or the new cylinder, and the old cylinder. Ports look, or the coolant ports look the same. There, you know, this is actually pretty rough cast itself. So it actually feels smoother on the new cylinder. This has a pretty rough casting finish to it. Focus. Some of these finishes look a little rough. And the bore looks pretty good. Let's feel some of these ports. They are not too sharp. They feel actually more smoothed over than the originals ports. These are pretty sharp. These feel a little rounded. It almost looks like there's a chamfer on that one. I don't know if we can get that to focus. Yeah, these are almost knife edge. I don't think there was a tool in here. I think it was just left to be cast. There's a lot of pitting in there. These, for the most part, these are smooth, mostly. Huh. Well, I'm interested to see how this thing runs. Let's look at the exhaust porting here. This could definitely be ground down a bit. It's pretty massive, this bridge, and it's rough. It's super rough. It's like blunted almost on the face, whereas this is kind of nicely tapered. I kind of just want to run it exactly how it is just to see how it behaves, because if it lasts, that'd be awesome. When I start putting it together, I'll check the ring gap and everything, the tolerances, and see if it's even near spec. But I mean, overall, it doesn't look too bad for like the $190 that I paid for it. Alright, so I think I'm going to start getting these all cleaned up. In the next video, I'll start reassembling the engine and making a checklist of all the things that I need to get done. So, thanks for hanging out with me in the garage, and I'll see you real soon for the next one.